What's happening, everybody? Jeff Lightsy Jr. here with the Ball Sports Network. Thank you guys for the continued support. Continue to like, share, subscribe, thumbs up, and the notification bell as I post videos every single day. It's always sports related for the most part. And today we're talking about Tom Brady. Tampa Bay, the most hyped team of all teams, debuted tonight against the New Orleans Saints, and they lost. But that's not surprising. They lost. What was surprising was the way they lost. And then to me, that for a lot of people, let me say a lot of people because it's not for me, and then I'm gonna give you my take. Tampa Bay lost 23-34 to New Orleans Saints, first game of the season. Tom Brady looked human, 23-36, 239 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. One of them went for a pick six for the Saints. He looked human, and I think this is what kind of play you're gonna get from the Bucs for the first couple weeks. We're talking about a brand new Tom Brady with a brand new team. A 43-year-old Tom Brady with a brand new team after spending, the last 2 decades in New England. You come to Tampa Bay, you got new toys, you got Chris Godwin, you got Mike Evans, you got this kid Scotty Miller, which seems to be Tom Brady's favorite target right now. He's a 6th-round pick out of Bowling Green. He had 5 catches for 73 yards. He's like Tom's favorite target right now. You got Ronald Jones in the backfield, and Leonard Fournette, and Gronk, and OJ, and Cameron Brate, who I don't even think had a catch. Yeah, he didn't have any catches, which is surprising. So it's just a lot. For one, it's a lot of mouths to feed. And for two, it's Brady getting used to this bunch, man. Like, NFL fans, Tampa Bay fans, on the count of 3, let's breathe in, breathe out. They weren't going to be world beaters week 1. If you thought the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were going to come out and light this league on fire week 1, you don't know football, man. Like, we're talking about a COVID-stricken offseason and Tom Brady with a brand new team with brand new toys. The first pick was clearly him and Mike Evans weren't on the same page. Mike Evans, who got clamped up. Mike Evans had, how many catches did Mike Evans? Because he got clamped all the way up by Marshawn Lattimore. He had 1 catch. He had the 1 catch in the end zone that he scored a touchdown off of. I forgot. And Marshawn Lattimore clamped him all the way up. But Mike Evans also was listed as doubtful up until like the day of the game, and then he decided to strap it up, which he maybe shouldn't have because Marshawn Lattimore strapped him up. But anyway, Tom Brady and the Buccaneers will be fine, man. They will be fine. I'm going to look at their schedule. The Buccaneers, Tampa Bay Bucs. I'm gonna look at their schedule, man, and see what, see who they got. They got the Panthers, who looked solid against the Raiders, but it was the Raiders. They play the Panthers next week. And then they play the Broncos, who aren't world beaters, and then the Chargers, and then the Bears, who didn't look like nothing for most of the quarters. So, I expect, in 3 weeks, this team will look completely different than they did tonight. It's the first game against a team in New Orleans who had the same quarterback and coach the last, 15 years? How long has Drew Brees and Sean Payton been together? They've been together over a decade and a half. Like, of course you're going to lose that game. That's no surprise. I predicted the Saints to win that game. The Bucs. What was impressive by the Bucs was their defense. Drew Brees and the Saints, now they scored 34 points, but that's misleading, man, because they didn't look that great neither. Brees was 18-30, only 160 yards. He had 2 touchdowns. The Saints running backs, the best yard per carry, we got one guy that averaged 3 yards a carry. Latavius Murray on 15 carries averaged 3 yards a carry. Alvin Kamara had 12 touches, 16 yards. That's 1.3 yards a carry. And Taysom Hill had 3 carries for 13 yards. So, the Bucs defense looks good. Like I said, you had the pick 6, and you had the other pick to set up the other touchdown. But besides that, you had Jared Cook that got loose a little bit, in the receiving game for the Saints. But the Bucs defense stopping the run, they got some studs over there. Devin White was flying around. They didn't really get to the quarterback as much. JPP made some plays, but the Bucs defense, if they can carry them through the first couple weeks, you got Carolina next week, who aren't world beaters on the offense either. They scored 30 points versus the Raiders. The Raiders defense ain't good at all. And Tom Brady and them will be fine. They didn't look great, but they didn't expect to look great the first week. It's his first week with a new coach, new system, new players, new team, new everything. Only person that he knew before this season was Gronk. They're going to be fine, man. Tampa Bay, NFL fans that want to say Brady's falling off the cliff, hold off a little bit. Like, I'm not saying that he can't end up not being that great, but the fact that this was week 1 and with the everything and they still had a chance in this game, they just couldn't make a couple plays at the end. Let's hold off on the Tom Brady's is washed campaign. You let me know your thoughts. Do you think Tom Brady's washed? Do you think this game will translate to the rest of the season kind of looking like this? Or are you like me and want to pump the brakes on the Tom Brady is done campaign just yet? Let me know in the comments. Once again, my name is Jeff Lightsy Jr. with the Ball Sports Network. Thank you guys for the continued support. I'll see you next time.